Hi, I hope you're doing all right on this Sunday evening. I'm doing okay. I had a lot to talk about. There's just so much on my mind. In my last video, I talked about all of this being staged and Summer being propped and Candace using filters in her pictures and that she was doctoring them. And I do believe that. And I'm still trying to figure out if something happened at the horse pond. There's just something strange about the whole thing. And I'm going to show you some things about it. But I want to talk to you about why would somebody like Don and Candace really need to come up with all these different stories, and why so many inconsistencies. There's something wrong with this picture. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of evil around this whole case. I mean, it feels awful. I'm spiritual, and this feels creepy and demonic and really awful to me. It feels evil, is all I'm going to say about that. But I was, just thinking about everything that happened at the swimming hole, and I showed you the video of Summer, and it looked like she had bruises, and I wondered if they doctored the photos. Anything that I say in this video is only theory. These are only my opinions, entertainment only, for discussion, for thinking about things. I'm not making any money off this channel. I'm not big enough to even be monetized. And I don't care. I don't want to be monetized. That's not why I'm on here for. I'm on here for missing children. And I just like to have my input in that. But Summer Wells, I believe that something happened here. And so as I'm thinking about that yesterday or a couple days ago, I come across a video of Plunder. And if you haven't subscribed to her, I recommend her highly. She just does so many great videos. She puts them together like a professional. I can't do that. I have no idea how. But she does a fantastic job. And I was looking at one of her old videos from all the way back when Summer first went missing. And I also seen a screenshot of a text from Candace on her Facebook where she said somebody asked her where she was at that day when they were swimming at Warriors. And she said, Fort Henry Dam. And I heard her say Fort Henry Dam before, and it bothered me. And then when I seen this video discussing about it, it just blew my mind, because why? Let me ask you this. Why would Candace deliberately say she was somewhere else when she wasn't? I mean, everybody can see where she was, but she really avoided it. She tried not to tell people where she was that day at first. Like, I mean, she said they went swimming, but it took some guy on the internet, I remember, to actually identify the place and show us around Warriors, Horse Pond, whatever. There's so many different weird names. I have no idea, but it's the Horse Pond. Which, by the way, on this video, if you go and watch Plunder, she will talk about, which I'm not going to get into, but she talk about different people that made comments about this place. When they took their dogs there, they said when the dog got out of the water, it stunk so bad, their dogs, okay? And also said that it was, deemed unhealthy for anybody because of the bacteriology or whatever bacteria in the water. So that was not a good place for Summer to swim. And you know why they went to this swimming hole? They went over there because it was a place to get a little buzz, to catch a buzz on. They wanted to go over there, drink a twisted tea, wait for her mom's whatever was going on. And they just wanted to smoke a little joint or do their little vapes that they got from the vape shop. But I think they were laced with something or they had a joint or something and they were drinking. Okay. People go over there. Everybody talked about Warriors Pond. That this horse pond, all the druggies hang out. People go there to party. So that's why they went over there for Summer to swim. They didn't go there to take her swimming. They went there so that they could just hang out and catch a buzz and they wouldn't have to be around anybody and nobody would see them. Okay. So I just want to ask you though, why would you have so many inconsistencies? Why wouldn't you want to tell people where you were? Why would you try to mislead them? Another thing, I noticed that Candace misled about, there's like so many conflicting stories, okay? So Hunter said the boys went with Don to work, right? Candace said the boys stayed home. All right. Other people said the boys stayed home and were supposed to clean the house because CPS was coming that day. Now, their buddy from the church, Dobson, whatever his name is, now he said that when he was there, when Summer went missing, Candace showed a video of Summer swimming with her brothers. Now, why would you purposely want to deceive the police and not show them this one right away? I mean, I'm sure the police got it after all. And another thing she mentioned in this, in another video I'm going to show you, she mentioned to Chris McDonough of TBI that she hadn't even turned in her phone that had her TikTok videos on because she had different phones. And if you look in the back seat of the milk jugs, you will see a phone stuffed in the back seat, right where the Skittles candy is in the Orange Crush. There's a cell phone, like a burner phone, thrown inside the seat, okay? So, I just think it's really strange, that all these different inconsistencies. Were the boys swimming? Were the boys home? I want to say something else to all of you who watch this channel. I know that people talk a lot and they'll say about Hunter, oh darn it. I felt like it was important too. There's just too many conflicting stories. Like Candace said that she changed Summer into her bathing suit in the morning. Hunter said that that Candace brought her into the house and changed her into the bathing suit there. Candace also said that she changed her bathing suit. Excuse me, I gotta let this play so I can get back to my, sorry.
Trouble with your taxes. Learning trip.
Okay, so the thing is, Hunter says one thing, Candace says another. Candace also said that she put her warm clothes on her, changed her out of her swimming suit, which she did not, because you can see it under her clothes, as I told you. You need to look really close, and you can see her wet little skirt or shorts that she has on. Her wet clothes are underneath that outfit, okay? And as I told you before, I think she's also doctored these photos, but there's just too many inconsistencies in the story. So I just want to show you this, and then I'll discuss it, a little bit about it. But I'm just showing you little clips of Plunder's video. Hope she doesn't mind. I'm not trying to do anything with it, just for discussion only. So here we go. Let's listen to Plunder for a minute.
And afterward, may play a critical role in figuring out what happened to Summer. Therefore, it's no doubt that law enforcement is probably focusing on the exact swimming locale and events of that day as part of their investigation. Candace Bly allegedly has told differing stories about the day she took her 5-year-old daughter, Summer Wells, for a short swim at Warriors Path State Park on Tuesday, June 15th, 2021, the day she was reported missing. Story number 1. On Facebook, Candace Wells reportedly wrote that they had visited Fort Henry Dam at Warriors, presumably that same day. Fort Patrick Henry Dam is located at 3799 Crest Drive in Kingsport, Tennessee, in the United States. However, locals have pinpointed the exact area that Candace took Summer for a dip on the day she supposedly vaporized into thin air, and have learned that it was not Fort Henry Dam, but a trash-littered, log-strewn portion of water directly across from the horse stables at Warriors known as the Horse Pond. Confusion abounds even between locals, as the exact nickname of the swimming hole is bandied about along with its exact location and whether or not it's suitable for a young person to swim in. The Warriors Path riding stables are located at 1882 Fall Creek Road in Kingsport, Tennessee, which is actually a few miles away from Fort Patrick Henry Dam, according to Google Maps. It appears around one of several bends in the snake-like winding Fort Patrick Henry Lake as it winds toward the inlet where Summer swam. Why didn't Candace simply admit Summer was at the horse pond swimming? On TikTok, Candace avoided questions from people asking her as early as June 16th where the exact filming location of the video was in order for concerned citizens to conduct searches for Summer. Candace simply wrote thank you in response to one TikTok user who commented with 3 crying emojis. Others had to pinpoint the location as the horse pond at Warriors. Story number 2. The Wells family church friend in the Unmasked live interview with Summer Wells family friend David Dodson stated that Candace Bly showed both the police and David a video of Summer Wells swimming with her 3 brothers on June 15, 2021. David and another Kingsport SDA church member, Robin, visited the Wells family home at 110 Ben Hill Road the same night Summer was reported missing. David stated that Candace claimed the video of Summer swimming with her brothers was taken that same day. The public at large has not seen this alleged video of Summer swimming with her brothers that day, but David also stated that he did not see a 15-year-old boy in the video that Candace showed him. However, in the video posted to the Candace Wells TikTok account, dated June 15, 2021, only Summer and the 15-year-old boy can be seen on camera. David stated, I do not recall about what happened to Grandma or where she was during that time. I know Candace was showing the officers and myself videos of the boys and Summer swimming. I know they had gone swimming earlier that day, but as far as the grandmother, I do not have any information on that. The video I saw was of Summer and her 3 brothers, not the other young man. That video that she showed me that day that Summer went missing. It was taken that day. They had gone out there swimming. Story number 3. In the WJHL article titled Mother of Missing 5-Year-Old Summer Wells Speaks on Camera for the First Time, Candace revealed more about Summer Wells swimming with a 15-year-old boy on the day she went missing. The video titled Fly revealed what led to a TikTok video that shows Summer swimming in water. Allegedly a video that was taken hours before the 5-year-old went missing, describes more of Fly's timeline and recounts her version of what happened while swimming. Candace said, "We were waiting on my mother's prescription from the drugstore at Walgreens on Fort Henry in Moreland Drive, and Warriors was straight across, so we just figured I'd take her over there to go swimming for a little bit while we waited on my mom's prescription. We weren't even there but 20 minutes. When the reporter probed and asked, 'Was there anybody else swimming with you?' This was after Candace attempted to deflect, giving more details, and claimed no one else was with them when they came home after swimming. Candace admitted the 15-year-old boy was indeed with them, but once again deflected. The teen boy, whose name was redacted, Candace said, wanted to go with because he didn't want to be around his grandmother because, as he would call it, she's a bleep. Candace no doubt used a shocking expletive there in order to take the focus off of what she was doing at a swimming hole with her 5-year-old daughter and a 15-year-old boy she allegedly purchased Twisted Tea alcoholic drinks for, as well as nicotine vapes. According to Allie's interview with Unmasked, Candace and Summer had come to Allie's house on June 15th and asked if the 15-year-old boy could go swimming. They would drop him off back at home around 2 or 2:30 p.m. that same day. Why are there such varying stories about a simple 20-minute dip in a swimming hole in Tennessee on Tuesday, June 15th, 2021? There was a high of 78 degrees Fahrenheit on that spring day, only 5 days before the summer solstice of 2021. It's understandable, with Summer's love of water and mud ponds, why a mom would want to kill time and burn off some high kid energy with a bit of splashing around whilst waiting on a script from Walgreens to be filled for Candace's mom. Notably, Candace did not mention any mishaps occurring during Summer's time in the water. But according to Candace's former friend Allie, Summer had gone underwater for a short period of time. She did not say it was as long as 60 seconds, a period of time that Allie's daughter had reportedly written on Facebook, but in her interview with Unmasked, Allie said that according to her 15-year-old son, Summer had slid on a rock underwater but was only submerged about 10 to 20 seconds before he jumped in and saved Summer. There is a short distance from the parking lot at the horse stables to the water at that point, but it would be difficult terrain for Candace's older mom with knee problems to navigate. Did Candace's mom wait in the vehicle while Candace, Bly, and the 15-year-old boy took Summer over to the water's edge? Was Candace's mom even with them at all? Did she wait back at Walgreens? Did something go wrong during that little swimming jaunt across from the horse stables? Was there an accident due to negligence, a dry drowning, or was Summer perfectly fine upon leaving Warriors and beyond? Was she actually only underwater for a 10 or 20-second period of time or longer? Is it even safe to swim at that location? And why did Candace choose that location? According to my research, the swimming pool at Warriors would have been closed that day. It would have cost money to have Summer swim there anyway, in the swimming pool. But why wasn't a safer location chosen? It's a theory I set out to examine by researching everything I could about the horse pond area of Warriors via actual testimonies from locals who posted their experiences about the place everywhere from TripAdvisor to Facebook to YouTube. And it's eerie how riderless horses will play into this entire story, an omen of perhaps messages from beyond the grave. The TBI stated about the day that Summer went missing, quote, "It was early afternoon when she was last seen," end quote. Apparently hours before that 6:30 p.m. June 15th 911 call, one has to wonder, did Summer even make it home after her swim? And what do locals and actual visitors think of the horse pond? I found plenty.
So I just thought that was quite interesting. That why would Candace purposely want to deflect to the police, to redirect the police, and to drive them away from the horse pond? And so I'm going to show you something in Chris McDonough's interview, because he said that he wanted to see how she would emotionally react when she got there, and if she would have a lot of emotion there, because she didn't at home. I mean, he was looking at her reactions. So, I wanted to show you that, but I also wanted to mention a couple things. Let's see here. Sorry for a minute. Where's my... I can't see nothing without my glasses. Oh, something I want to mention before I forget. Dudley, from his interview, was asked by, I believe, Chris McDonough in a phone call, where do you think if something happened, would Dawn hide her body, bury her body, Summer's body? And Dudley said that they were pouring footers for the house. And there was big holes there, and Dawn was filling in footers, and now there's a house over that. So, he said some really weird things. Like he said, they're never going to come up with any evidence. They're never going to find any evidence. What does that mean, even? Okay? And also, there's one more thing I note. Okay, well, I'm going to have to take you over now to the interview room, to Chris McDonough. Now, Chris McDonough did an interview with Candace at where Summer went swimming at the horse pond. And he sat out there and asked her questions about it. But the thing is I thought this was the best interview ever. And I would recommend that you go listen to the whole thing. I mean, man, I got a lot out of that. But he really gets into it, and he really breaks it down, and he's so good at this. So you need to go subscribe to the interview room, because Chris does a great job, and I'm so glad he got this interview. But he notices so many great things. But I noticed these things, some of these things too, and I want to discuss it here with you. So here we go.
What exactly is going down there?
I bring my kids.
Okay,
Well, of course, I gotta have a commercial,
Squarespace is a one-stop shop that helps me set up my online store easily.
Okay.
to where I could get in front of her and reposition her to refocus on the emotional aspect of this, and watch or listen to how she starts, you can hear and see a physical change taking place in her.
Out and we all go, I know the groceries, but we all go in my house first because we sort out my mom's groceries from our groceries. We always do.
So everybody takes the groceries in, they go to her house, into her house, they sort the groceries out.
I don't believe
Some to
that.
Mom, some to Candace.
And we did that, and Mom walked back across, and me and Summer were putting groceries away, and watching TV off and on, and just chilling with the boys, hanging out, and
Chilling.
then,
Okay, huge red flags. She and Summer are putting the groceries away. You guys have seen that house. It's minutia, but where do they go?
It's a death trap in that house. It's a mess.
What's the routine here? Because if the boys are sitting there playing these games, okay, well, where does Summer reach and put these groceries?
I have to stop and discuss something right there. Everybody talks about the boys seeing Summer at home. Did they really? I want to propose to you a different thought. What if Candace came in the house, never brought Summer home? What if Candace came in the house? The boys were all involved in a game and watching TV. And Candace said, boys, where's Summer? I yelled at you and told you to keep an eye on her. And they said, it sounds like the way she presents it, that they were scared and they said, she's down playing with toys. But I'm telling you that I have a son who's disabled and he plays online video games and he watches TV and he gets so involved sometimes he has no clue what in the world is going on around him. And he's so lost in that stuff. So what I'm saying to you is we don't even know if they actually saw Summer come home, okay? We're only going by what Candace and Don tell us. We have not heard that from the boys. We haven't heard that from the police, okay? And Candace could have told them anything. And, you know, I kind of feel weird about that because remember Don saying that one of the boys was crying, blaming himself? Well, it makes me wonder if they really put a guilt trip on him and they never even saw their sister at all come home. They just assumed that she went downstairs to play. But there's a lot of other things I'm going to show you in this, but hold on. So we don't really know if the boys seen Summer come home.
You know, how does all this work itself out? And now she has positioned her hands in front of her and she's not looking at me. She's looking away, right? And she's thinking about, okay, how do I play this part of the puzzle? That's what she's doing.
That light
Huge
reflects on the TV.
Just this posture alone. Because she's trying to convince me she's open, but she's turning away from me to tell me, I'm not really sure, but I'm going to say what I need to say. And she does. She does a good job. Listen.
We decided to do some laundry. Laundry. My kids, they got 80 pairs of pants, 80 pairs of...
So all of a sudden, she's doing laundry at the house. She's thinking about, well, how do I do my laundry?
So you're going to tell me that she got up real early in the morning because that's what she said. She had to go real early in the morning to take her mom to the hospital. Then they went over swimming. Then they went and got the prescription. Then they went all these stores and went grocery shopping. And then she came home. And amazingly, her and the kids hauled in the groceries. And then she even went over and helped her mother plant flowers with Summer. And she did laundry. Give me a break. I mean, you know she was tired when she got home, if this story even went this way, okay? So I just don't believe her that she was doing all this stuff. Matter of fact, I believe all of her story, everywhere she went that day, everything she did up to the point of coming home. Then I do not believe her or Don after that. So...
Each one of them.
Okay.
So, you know, doing laundry at my house is like
A job, right?
It's a job.
Right. Do you have a bulldozer?
No. Sometimes I wish I did.
Okay.
Let's just jump in.
Got it. That's okay.
You see, what I did there is I threw her off on purpose because I wasn't buying what she was selling. And I said, oh, you had a bulldozer? Okay. Well, that threw her thought process off. It's like, again, going back to the guy who says, well, you know, I was in the movie theater, and you say, oh, well, then you must have seen the paramedics when they showed up with the guy with the heart attack. And they go, oh, yeah, I saw all that. Well, it never happened. It never happened. But they you know, seeing how we're at the water hole here, you know, it was one of these. Another red flag for me, early on, even before I got to the house.
You're doing laundry.
doing laundry and stuff, and kids are all sitting there watching TV, chilling. And I stepped down, I noticed Mom was sitting on the step, and her step is like literally from here to that tree, in my doorstep.
Okay.
I can literally walk over and be right there.
Okay.
And she's like looking around, like, what's her problem?
So this, right, as all of us knows, this is into the timeline here. Okay? This is into the timeline. Okay? So quite frankly, she's pretty well messed up the timeline. She, in my, right, I think all of us can agree that this just isn't making sense right now. Because what she does is she takes Summer getting out of the car within 2 to 10 minutes. Summer got gone. Well, how long does it take to have 3 people taking groceries, put the groceries away with the person who got gone, and evaluate your laundry, right? On top of, and my wife is an amazing woman and an amazing mom. I watched her do 50 things within that, 2 to 10 minutes, but it took at least 15, 20 minutes. And then she would come out and say, okay, we need to do A, B, C, or D. Okay? But for her, all of this stuff is done like, Shazam. And then she comes out, leaves Summer in the house, apparently, and goes out to talk to Grandma about planting flowers. Sees her mom sitting out there on her step.
Okay, so this brings up another point I just want to talk about. If you haven't noticed already, because I'm sure many of you watched all these interviews, but Candace adds so much detail to this. If you're a parent and you have a missing child, are you really going to go into, I did laundry, we were sitting there, we washed our hands, we had a piece. Are you going to go through all that detail, honestly? Are you going to go through as much dang detail as Candace did in this story? I mean, it is insane. And how can you tell this story, any of this story, without being emotional and crying your eyes out and being upset? But there's way too much detail added to her story. Like we could give a care less about all this other stuff, but she goes on about it. She's deflecting.
I.e. Grandma's trailer. And all the other tasks are done automatically. But when we get to the house, it doesn't look like the Dr. Phil show.
Like, we gotta get these plants transplanted into bigger pots.
Okay.
And she.
Now you're sitting on the front porch, or where you?
No, I'm not sitting.
Are you in the house?
No. She's sitting on her camper step right there.
Okay.
And the flowers are here on both sides.
Okay.
And I'm just standing there. We're just talking.
Look how much detail.
And she's like, we gotta get these transplanted. And I was like, all right, well. She goes, well, we know the boys ain't gonna help because they don't like to do flowers.
Yeah, what boy does, right?
What? That's a lot of detail.
I know someone that will.
Really selling this.
In the house, I grabbed Summer. She was sitting in the kitchen playing with her little short guys with the big eyeballs.
Okay.
And I was like, Summer, you want to plant flowers?
So we know, according to her, potentially that Summer occupies her time while she's outside talking to Grandma. So I think she needed a reason to get Summer into the narrative here, to get her outside so the narrative creates itself, and then get her reintroduced into the house. So she has to say, because Candace, or because Allie says, she was on the FaceTime with her, planting flowers on the side of the house. Candace has told us that no, we were planting flowers in that, the rocks with cactus, and there may be some other flowers that we're not aware of. I don't think that's ever been.
You know what? The flowers drive me nuts. And they must have drove Allie nuts, because did you hear the way she said it so snotty? planting flowers. She was annoyed by that because she did not believe that story. I don't either. But just so many flower stories in this. Like there was flowers at the swimming hole. You know, they're planting flowers here, and isn't it amazing? She's planting flowers on the side. Now she's planting flowers by her mom's thing. Jody Sue happened to be planting flowers the same exact time as all this was going on down by the road. Isn't that something?
Qualified, but I'm gonna go on a bingo card for 100. That after they watch this, they're gonna qualify it.
Oh yeah, they adapt as they
When
go.
that happens, just remember, put bingo card for 100 that you would do that. And because we see that in their behavior, they adapt and improvise really easy after hearing it. And then they have somebody structure it for them through a triangulation process, including setting up a website. So,
And not just that. What really ticks me off is they spend more time defending themselves, more time trying to verify their story, trying to defend everything. And Don spends all his time, matter of fact, he said the other day, I don't know whose channel it was, he can't come up with any more ideas. He can't come up with any more things of what could have happened to Summer. Why would you need to imagine all these things that happened to Summer? I'm just asking, like, if your little baby's missing, why would you come to all these big giant conclusions? Kidnapped. Maybe she is, but they had to have known who kidnapped her. And they've done something bad. So, but it's just the point that they have been defending themselves since day one. They're so worried what they look in the public eye. And if Candace isn't guilty, okay, say she's not guilty, why would she care what Hunter said to the TBI? She went over there the next day or a couple days later and had to make sure that he told the right story. Why would you care? I just find that really strange. She wants to make sure every story gets out there, the right way. Why? Why would you need to defend yourself if you're innocent? It's just, I don't get it.
we'll see how that unfolds. Okay? I'm going to go out on 100 on a bingo card, though.
I mean, Grandma
Is that the LOL things? Are they?
No, they're not.
Like
She didn't really like LOL.
Okay.
She didn't care for those. No, I don't know what they're called. They're all kinds of different characters, like different animals, but they got big eyes.
Okay.
Look at how much detail she has to go through all this.
What she's talking about are the same things that she talked about in the car when Summer, her wearing the hat or the shirt, and then she's also talking about, she's got a couple of these things that she loves in the car. She had a couple on the dashboard, and now she's got them in the house, and she's playing with them in the house after the groceries. Okay? Now that may be true. That let's say that could be true. Okay? But at the same time, she's got to get Summer out of the house and into a conversation with Grandma and Candace. Okay? She's got to get her out. And the flower scenario sounds like that's the one that presented itself, right? The little pet shop, Tina, thank you.
Them, so I bought them for her. And she was there like, Summer, you want to do some flower planting and stuff? She jumped up. Right after that, anybody could not see me jump up. She's like, pretty flowers. I'm like, yeah, let's go over to Grandma's and plant flowers. Transplant them. So.
How can you be so happy about this?
And so we did that, and
Now listen, a shift in tone, a shift in body, i.e., you can feel the weight coming. We did that, and she's now thinking. So I'm watching her carefully, and I'm thinking, okay, now comes the comments, right? The big questions. So these are gonna be some hard-hitting questions. They're gonna be subtle, but they're gonna be right on target, and we're gonna watch the reaction, and then we're gonna hear how she answers it.
I don't know, it took us a while. Probably 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, I don't know. We're not real fast people. We don't
30, 40 minutes
Your
to
Tennessee time.
replant some cactuses?
Sit
My
on the
God.
porch,
They looked
chilling,
old.
Drinking some sweet tea and just
I don't drink tea.
Weeds in 'em.
chatting around.
Yeah, just chat.
Was a lie.
Mom drank Mountain Dew.
Okay.
That's what we did. We drank Mountain Dew. And the summer we got done, we washed our hands real quick, went in Grandma's house, and she asked Grandma for a piece of candy. She always does.
Now, that response, Summer washed her hands real quick, and we went into Grandma's house. So, did she go back into the house to wash her hands? Did she do it in Grandma's trailer?
Well, I just need to make a comment here. I seen Don wash his hands in a bucket on the back of the truck at the house. So I'm thinking they just had like a hose or a bucket right there that they washed their hands with.
Okay, because they went in